नमस्ते फ्रेंड, आप सभी का एक बार फिर से वेलकम। और फ्रेंड्स, ऑल इंडिया बैंक रिटायरीज एक्शन फोरम के श्री जुल्का जी ने हमारे जो युवा बीरप के लीडर हैं CS वेंकटाचलम, रूपम राय, बी नागराजन, SL चंद्रशेखर, ओम प्रकाश शर्मा, प्रेम कुमार मक्कड़, मनमोहन दास, आदर्श कुमार, DB चौधरी, KV आचार्य, सुब्रतो सरकार और दीपक कुमार बसु को एड्रेस करते हुए एक सर्कुलर रिलीज किया है जो 27 फरवरी को। डियर सर्स, वी regret to point out that headless UFBU, all 9 constituents have issued a joint circular dated 7 February 25 for agitation and strike call on 24th and 25th March 25 for the ever pending demands of employees since 2 decades. It is generally observed that whenever UFBU issues strike notice, the matter goes to CLC for conciliation proceedings, and after 2-3 meetings, exactly 1 or 2 days before the actual date, the strike is always withdrawn. It is a normal publicity stunt to show their presence, avoid embarrassment, and divert the attention of employees and retirees on burning residual issues, but mainly to please IBA and the government and DFS. It is unfortunate that there is not even a single word for the long pending legitimate issues of the retirees in the above letter so-called UFBU leaders. The demands of retirees are never in priority list of the UFBU's agenda, but are sometimes included as an eyewash to please the retirees. It's not new, as the retirees are always being deliberately ignored and deceived by them since last 3 decades. These UFBU leaders are engaged in destroying the fate of pensioners since beginning. It is well known to all retirees that Sri Sanjeev Kumar Bandlis, Sri CH Venkatachalam, Sri Soumya Dutt, Sri Rupam Rai, and other UFBU leaders had openly announced many times in the Jantar Mantar Dharnas and in other state demonstrations as well that UFBU will not sign the bipartite settlement till IBA accepts the pension updation demand as per RBI lines for all retirees. But backtrack every time. These UFBU leaders have taken for granted to retirees and are always using them as a tool to gather mob at their rallies and demonstrations. The number of retirees are always double than the employees in all UFBU dharnas and demonstrations across the country. But even then, UFBU leaders are betraying the retirees. The UFBU leaders are hand in glove with the managements in under disregard to the genuine demands of retirees, while in RBI and NABARD pension updation is implemented, and in SBI the retirees are getting cheap and the better health insurance coverage among other benefits. However, till now there is no sign of pension updation in PSU banks, and the retirees are made to pay exorbitant IBA group health insurance policies premium since 2015. The banks are paying every year full insurance premium for serving employees but giving peanuts to retirees from staff welfare funds instead of equal amount to be given to serving employees and retirees, both as per letter dated 24th February 12 of Department of the Financial Service, New Delhi. The UFBU leaders and IBA signed the bipartite and joint note on 8 March on residual issue to settle them within 6 months, but nothing happened so far. It is well evident that UFBU leaders neither did anything good to the employees nor have taken any initiative or concrete steps to resolve the residual issues of retirees, as 6 months are already over long back. Moreover, these UFBU leaders signed a settlement with IBA earlier in 2015 that retirees have no contractual relation with banks is a complete sellout, ditching all the retirees. This adverse stand of UFBU leaders against the retirees is highly deplorable. The UFBU leaders have betrayed the retirees in all bipartite settlements and invented A special allowance is placed in place of basic pay, reckoning for DA when in service and not reckoning for the pension after retirement of employees. It has happened in UFBU's kingdom that huge amounts have been recovered from the retirees instead of getting arrears after signing late the bipartite settlement from the actual date of implementation. The ex gratia was introduced in the last bipartite settlement joint note, and the pensioners were given some incentive from 1st November 22, which was to be reviewed in April 24, but was not reviewed as the financial results of the banks were not declared. Now, after the financial results are declared with steep rise in the profits of all banks, but even then there is no indication whether it will be reviewed even in April 25 or not. This ex gratia is given by IBA in collusion with the UFBU to please the pensioner and wants it to become a sustainable substitute for the pension updation and finish this demand indefinitely. It is not acceptable and will never be allowed to happen. AIBA is the only organization who have failed to recognize the settlement with regard to pension updation signed by themselves with IBA on 26 March 94 as per the ID Act 1947. Had AIBA and other UBU leaders acted with honestly in dealing with the issue of the retirees since the beginning, the sufferings and neglect of the senior citizens bank pensioner could have been avoided. Now, when the pension updation is already implemented in RBI and NABARD since March 18, then it is nothing less than the incompetence of the UFBU leaders, and the pension updation is not implemented in all banks so far on the lines as per the RBI formula so far. These UFBU leaders are habitual offenders to disregard their own settlements against the retirees and cannot be absolved from their responsibilities. We understand that the CBPRO leaders in an informal meeting on 23rd January 25 with IBA official requested that pension in the banks may be considered immediately, but the IBA officials very cunningly reverted back to suggest for withdrawal of the appeal in Honorable Supreme Court of India of late Sri MC Singla case pending for regular hearing, which is not acceptable, unacceptable and deplorable. Hence, we conclude that IBA will never agree for pension updation so easily. We note that late Sri MC Singla case has been dragging on without any valid reason in a matter of distress and humiliation, with the death of lakhs of pensioners during the period has now fully exposed the nexus between IBA UFBU leaders on this inconsistent stand of the withdrawal of this case. The major retirees association leaders should exercise caution to support UFBU leaders as they have abandoned the retirees but simultaneously raise vigorously the demand of pension updation and give wide publicity in the current digital media to make aware the UFBU leaders, IB officials and DFS government on their unpardonable lapses of neglect of senior citizens, bank retirees in discharging their responsibility and the legal obligations. Or that this long pending case can be settled immediately if IBA becomes serious in resolving the issue of pension updation. Then it should straightway announce pension updation in all banks as per RBI formula. The pending appeal in Honorable Supreme Court of India will then be automatically quashed and becomes irrevocable. The second alternative is that IB and UFBU can enter into an agreement settlement under ID Act 1947 agreeing to implement pension updation in all banks as per RBI formula with subsequent withdrawal of this case in the Honorable Supreme Court of India, as was done when second option for the pension was decided mutually between IBA and UFBU in 2010. If IBA did not agree to above two formula, then thirdly UFBU and major retiree association leaders should become serious to hire two senior most prominent advocates for argument in late Sri M.C. Singla appeal, as generally the case are decided in higher courts on the face value of senior lawyers. The fee of senior lawyers may be borne by retiree association from their funds. We request all the UFBU and retiree association leaders to follow the path of Reserve Bank of India, serving employees unions who desperately fought till end for their pensioner and gave an ultimatum to the RBI management either to implement the pension updation of all pensioners or face the total strike in the bank during the year end, which ultimately resulted in favor of pensioners and the pension updation was implemented. We await for your honest, firm and the possible approach with immediate declaration on pension updation of all pensioners in all bank, otherwise the sunset of UFBU is imminent. Yours faithfully, Sri Jugal Kishore Julka. Thank you, friends.